It's been so long, I'm not exactly sure where the button... Oh, there it is. Oh, yeah, okay. Witches and wizards of the world! This is the Hogwarts Chaplain coming to you from Hogsmeade Station! My friends, we were last together on the last broadcast of the WWN, the Word and Wizard Network, on Easter Sunday. You were there for our glorious celebration in the Great Hall. But remember, in Christianity, Easter is not just a day, it is a season. The great 50 days of Easter. And today, my friends, is day number 49. We are on the eve of the 50th day, the last day of the Easter season. And that day has a special name in Christianity, my friends. It is the Feast of Pentecost. Pentecost, of course, from two Greek roots, meaning the 50th day. You'll forgive yourself if you didn't know that's what Pentecost means, but it does. So I have returned from our trip, our research trip here at the WWN, just in time for Pentecost at Hogwarts. Please join us tomorrow in the Great Hall for church. But my friends, if you are wondering, where have we been? We decided it was time to take an important research trip so that our listeners and viewers, witches and wizards and muggles alike, all fighting in the resistance against the current Muggle president, that we would go and see firsthand, that we would go to America. And we went, my friends, and I can give you the good news, that there are people in the resistance, there are witches and wizards everywhere in the American government. And we were downtown in Washington, D.C., the belly of the beast, of the mayhem of governments, that is, the administration of the current Muggle president. The good news is that we found good people who were able to lead us through all three branches of government to see firsthand that we would be able to come back here to Hogwarts and know more about what is going on in America from the inside. We actually had quite a lovely trip. We were able to go see the Supreme Court. And then we also had other witches and wizards. They were able to sneak us into Congress. And yes, my friends, we even were able to visit the sometimes residence of the current Muggle president when he's not in Florida or New York, known as the White House. We even got people to bring us inside to the belly of the White House. My friends, we did see firsthand what was going on, and for those of you who are keeping track, there are currently 6 ongoing investigations of the current Muggle president and his administration. In Congress, the Department of Justice, the FBI, it's maddening, my friends. And then there is, of course, the recent overseas trip. While we here at the WWN were in America, the current Muggle president was at a NATO summit. Some of you followed his presence, his odd presence, and unnerving presence at that particular summit. Keep in mind, NATO was founded in 1949, my friends, and there was a collective protection agreement built in for all the NATO nations. That an attack against one is an attack against all. Well, my friends, keep in mind, since 1949, there really is only one nation that has ever invoked that agreement. Only one nation to which all the others in NATO came to the defense. And that nation was, of course, the United States. But the current Muggle president was not distracted by gratefulness for this act by NATO. He instead took the time to lecture NATO members about, this is odd, my friends, how much money they owed. My friends, this is an odd lecture to receive from the current Muggle president, since he has spent decades saying that he, quote, loves debt. In fact, for years he has declared that he is, and he did this on the campaign trail as well, the, quote, king of debt. My friends, apparently only the current Muggle president is allowed to owe anyone any money. But I digress. You'll see that there is much to talk about in future broadcasts, and we will continue to give you the signature offering of food and fuel and inspiration for your resistance. We will continue each week to take up current events and then to reflect on lessons that can be learned from the Harry Potter stories and the great author and professor J.K. Rowling. And lastly, of course, in every broadcast, we dig deep into the Christian tradition, into its scriptures, into sermons, into any wisdom, frankly, we can get to learn what it means to be good, to fight for the right things, to get a good good word for abundant life in these dark times. My friends, it is good to be back. Pentecost is tomorrow. We will see you from the great hall. In all things, my friends, remember, be a seeker. Because despite what is going on in America, the truth will set you free.